Woodcutting needs an update. I was thinking about this the other day that all of the other skills in the game have had massive upgrades to them. I can pretty much think of anything in this game. Like agility, we got the agility, the rooftop laps, then we got the sepulcher, for combat, just new slayer creatures, bosses, stuff like that all the time. Even something like prayer, we got the wilderness altar, magic, there's so many things already. Rune crafting, we got the mini game. Construction, we got mahogany homes, for hunter, we have birdhouse runs. Fletching and crafting have relatively stayed the same, right? But thieving, there's been tons of updates to thieving over the time. Same with herblore. Mining's got the mother lode now. Blast furnace we have, and there's gonna be a new smithing update coming very, very soon. Fishing, we've had the temperous boss. Same with fire making. We've had the Wintertod boss. And farming, there's like a huge, massive farming guild, which actually has stuff that you can go ahead and do in it that is really cool, unlike say the woodcutting guild. Now pretty much all of the skills where you have to go collect something like fishing, mining, what I mean, all those types of skills have had massive upgrades throughout all of the years, and especially since old school has come out, there's been at least one or two good updates for most of the skills like every year, right? Even something like agility, we've had two massive upgrades which completely changed how everyone trains agility from the start of old school. Now, one of the most popular skills for a brand new player is woodcutting. That's one thing they learn on Tutorial Island, and they, a lot of people, including myself, right, when we start this game, all you want to do is train woodcutting because it just seems like the most logical thing to do. You get off of Lumbridge, you have a bronze axe, you have a tinder box, you train woodcutting and fire making, and that's something that a lot of brand new players do. And bunch of my friends, the second they started accounts, woodcutting was the thing they went to, right? But woodcutting stays relatively the exact same all the way from, level 1 to 99. You just change the tree. Other than that, it's the same thing. You chop, 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 chop. That's all you do. And for example, like, you can upgrade your axes. But, if we go into woodcutting, we have 3 categories. You go into other skills that are like, long type skills like agility, we've got more. Magic, we've got tons. Like rune crafting, we've got a lot. Fishing, we have a ton. Fishing and mining, we've got more and stuff like that as well. There's just a lot of different, categories for the different types of skills. Even something like fire making has 4, but if you click on woodcutting, it's just 3, and it's just like trees, axes, and other. And all we have for other is making canoes and, like stuff that you need to do for quests. Now, this is like the main thing for woodcutting is going pretty much to the woodcutting guild, and you're going to need the Hosidius favor. And it's kind of in a weird spot, honestly, and this is pretty much all you have here. You have a little bank with a sawmill, which is pretty good, to be completely honest, but that's pretty much it. And then you have, you have all the trees here, which is really good, and they're all relatively close to a bank. The sawmill guy is right up here, but that's about all we have in the farming, in the woodcutting guild, right? And with the woodcutting guild and all that, we have the redwood trees, which is that the only woodcutting update that's ever been into old school, is the redwood trees? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's all we've had, right? Like the new thing, like we don't have choking ivy or anything like that. We have the redwood trees, and that's pretty much it. But other than trees, there's not much to do in this guild. It'd be really cool if we could get like contracts or something like how farming has it, For example, we could get like a contracts in the guild here to go chop like 10 oak trees, 25 yew trees, a magic tree, and 10 redwoods, and you send it in as like a contract, you know what I mean? I don't know, it just seems like woodcutting has not much to do. Now, of course, you can go ahead and plant trees with farming and then use them for woodcutting, but at the same time, like, that's not efficient at all, you know what I mean? You're just better to do the lower level trees like willows, even something like teaks and stuff like that, but most of the time you just drop it. Like, woodcutting really doesn't have too many uses, and it does have a nice skilling outfit, but you actually get the lumberjack outfit from doing a completely different minigame. It's not even with woodcutting. It'd be cool if they introduced like another way of getting this lumberjack outfit rather than doing the temple trekking minigame. Basically what the outfit does is it gives you a 2.5% experience bonus when woodcutting, but you get it from killing undead lumberjacks in doing the temple tracking minigame. So a lot of people don't even have the lumberjack or don't even really know how to go ahead and get it. It's fairly simple to get, but it's kind of an odd thing that you don't get it training woodcutting. Now, woodcutting has uses, obviously. Pretty much the only uses really for it is for quests, right? If you're a main account, you can go ahead and buy all the logs that you would need for other skills. Axes, all they really are good for is chopping trees. Like, there's nothing that can make you stronger or do this. I mean, maybe the infernal axe is a cool one because you get fire making experience at the same time. But really, other than just chopping the standard trees, like, woodcutting is pretty simple. You could look at this map and be like, this is how I'm gonna get 99, right? Literally, from level 1, normal trees to 15. From oak trees, you go to willow trees at 30, and then you could do teaks to 99. I would highly recommend you don't cut the maples, and then you could, if you want to make money, you go to yew trees. Fast XP rates is the mushroom trees. This is another update. So we've had the mushroom trees and the redwoods. That's the only updates for woodcutting that we've had in all of old school RuneScape, and that's pretty crazy if you think about it. Now, don't get me wrong, woodcutting does have a lot of uses. You know, you need it for making bows, which making bows, you can end up making a lot of money if you are, say, a regular account, right? You can go ahead and make a ton of money. Not a regular, sorry, an Ironman account, you know, you can go ahead and make the bows, but that's basically fletching. You know, you could get the logs from Kingdom. You don't need woodcutting really in order to do it. So I really think that woodcutting itself seriously needs a pretty big update. Like, we do, like I said, add the woodcutting guild, but like, there's all of this stuff that's in the woodcutting guild we have on the other, we can just get in any other part of the game. Even the redwoods, you can plant your own redwood tree in the farming guild and use that instead of being in here. So I know that you get a bonus kind of invisible level. Yeah, so for being inside of the woodcutting guild, you do get an invisible 7+ boost to woodcutting. But you're telling me that's the only update that we've had to a skill in, what, 10 years now? Like, that's crazy. Like, and then you get the +3 bonus with the dragon special attack. But like, I mean, like, if you look, this is the features of the woodcutting guild. 10 trees, we have trees everywhere. 4 oak trees, we have oak trees literally everywhere. 7 willow trees, 13 maples, 17 yews, 8 magics, and 2 redwood trees, and that is it. Besides for the ents, but that's really niche, to be honest. I guess this could be like an update that we've had too, but nothing else. We have the Sawmill, which we have in other places, and the Prifddinas one is a lot better, obviously. This is arguably a good update. The shrine to get I made a video on this recently to get the evil chicken outfit. It gives birds eggs a use, but I mean, if you can even call that like a woodcutting update, right? Got some people in here and stuff like that, but yeah, this was added in 2016, the woodcutting guild, and that's like the only woodcutting update that we've had. Obviously, woodcutting is used in a lot of like quests and stuff like that, but I mean, so is tons and tons of other skills, right? And if you really like look at the woodcutting like thing in a whole, I guess another update is the beaver, but I mean, you look at woodcutting in a whole, like, there's really not too many things and many like uses for it. Like, I mean, we have the canoe, like I've talked about, you know, we have the different types of axes, random other stuff, random logs, but like this right here, this whole thing, that is the woodcutting skills summed up in a nutshell. Like, there's really not too much things that you can go ahead and do with woodcutting, and it's kind of depressing really, because woodcutting is a really cool skill and I think they could do a lot with it. Some suggestions that I do have, and if you guys have any suggestions too, definitely leave them down in the comments below. Choking ivy is something a lot of people really like. But with having redwoods, there's really not a point, because redwoods are basically choking ivy back in the day, but they could add it, you know, why not add it? And another really, really cool method of woodcutting would be the sawmill training. I don't know if you guys remember this, if any of you guys remember this. This is actually how I got to 99 woodcutting back in the day. Now, it wasn't like super efficient or anything, but it just gave you something else to do with woodcutting. So basically, you would go to the sawmill in Varrock, the first OG sawmill. So you'd basically go there and you could fill out lumber orders. This was really cool, and me and my friends did this all the time because it just gave you something else to do with woodcutting, and at the end of the order you'd get like a 10k XP drop in woodcutting, so it kind of felt like you were doing a lot at once. I know it wasn't like super efficient or anything, but I'd love to see something like this come into old school, similar to like a contracts thing, right? Rather than just doing the same repetitive thing over and over again. This was so cool because, you know, you'd get an order to make, say, like 10 curved planks, 40 regular planks, and like I forget what the planks were even called. Oh, here we go. We're on the RS3 wiki. So this is the Sawmill training. I just want to kind of like show you guys in case you guys didn't really know. So basically you could do these things called quick jobs or large jobs. Keep in mind, this was like, it wasn't when RS3, this could be an old school basically, right? So you take a large job and it would say you need 35 short planks, 35 long planks, diagonal planks, like there was different types of planks, right? And you'd basically, you know, load this thing up the hopper, and with logs, there'd be like a stack of logs there, right? And then you could go ahead and chop the logs right here and make them into the order, and then go ahead, it would have a little thing like right here that would show you the different tasks and how many that you've already completed, and at the end of it you'd get like I don't even know where it said like 8k XP, something like that, and 80 woodcutting, it was like 95k XP an hour, so it wasn't bad actually, and it was just a different way of training woodcutting. I just kind of vividly remember this. This is a cool little thing. You'd like put it through the thing and it would split the log. It was so cool. And then you'd fill out the construction order, send it off, and you'd get your experience. And I think if they added something like this to the game and maybe had like shop or something where you could like spend points, I don't know, I think that would be extremely cool, and something that we could, you know, look forward to with training woodcutting, just a different way to train woodcutting. They could even add like somewhere here in the guild, like expand it a little bit, or, you know, maybe clear some of these trees out and put it here. It doesn't have to be in the OG spot, which it would be cool if it was, but I think we need something like that. It was really cool, and like for some reason I was thinking it was terrible experience, but I guess 80 to 90k XP an hour is really not too bad, especially if you want to pay a little bit more attention and get better experience. I think they could add like a reward shop or something like that too. And the last idea that I have for woodcutting is to, like I just said in the start of this video, is maybe have contracts in the woodcutting guild. Like if they added the Sawmill training and the contracts, I think woodcutting could have a lot more ways to train it and just be more fun, more enjoyable, and they could maybe even add more rewards rather than just the simple woodcutting outfit. I don't know, they could add something to make woodcutting better. Or, you know, they could always do like a woodcutting boss too, a skilling boss. It doesn't have to be Sawmill training. I just really like Sawmill training and miss it a lot. But yeah, I think that would be really cool too if they just added something as simple as contracts, or a skilling boss would be really cool too. I just think the training woodcutting how it is now is pretty bad. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. Definitely comment down below. Let me know if you guys want a woodcutting update. I definitely think it's about time we do one. Apparently we're getting a smithing update, so that should be cool, something new for smithing. But I mean, we don't really need that, man. Like blast furnace 300k an hour, like we need something like woodcutting to be a different way of training it. That's just my personal opinion, but yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.